Hi, Raúl. How are you?
Good, Josh. How you doing?
Yeah, doing great, thank you, and really excited to be able to speak to you today. And I had such a great time with this movie, and I know you as an actor, you've had a taste of horror with, Army of the Dead and American Horror Stories. I love seeing you in those. But what
Thank
was it that
you.
made Smile 2 so exciting for you to be part of?
Well, my wife Alexis Forte designed the costumes for the first Smile, and was very much a part of the sequel. And I was a huge fan of the first film. I think Parker's uber talented and really a sort of a director that I was excited at the advent of his career and very much wanted to be a part of the sequel to the film because I thought they did such an outstanding job with the first one. It's funny, I see your Captain America right there in the background, and my Alexis, my
Yeah.
wife, did the costumes for the reshoots for the recent Captain America, and she was always spoke so highly of Parker, and I got to read the script for the sequel, and I knew it was going to be an outstanding film. And then once Naomi signed on, I was so stoked. It's such a wonderful cast all across the board. Rosemary DeWitt and Miles Gutierrez and Kyle Gallner, who was came back for the sequel. It's just stacked with so much talent. I was excited to be a part of this one.
Yeah, well, absolutely. That's so interesting. And Darius, I think he brings an interesting kind of dynamic into the movie and his role in obviously the Sky's life. But where did you look anywhere in particular for inspiration for the character? And what did you enjoy about exploring what he brings to the table here?
Yeah, I mean, I have several good. I grew up playing music, and so I have friends that are in the music industry, and I wound up going into like an acting track and following more film and television. But my friends who did music, I've heard the horror stories, and Darius isn't by any means a trope, but I think he's so well written. I think Parker's an incredible writer, and gave me such fun stuff to play with. But I also understand that the music industry is filled with real characters, and it was fun to be able to explore that world through Darius, in this film. And I'm excited about the movie coming out on digital now, and for new fans to be able to live with the film outside of the theaters. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is such a great movie, and I think something that works so well about it is that mix of, as you say, the world of music, and then of course we've got the horror world, and your character is
Yes.
very much part of the music world. So, what was it like for you, almost being an outsider looking into all that horror and madness? And did you have any regrets that you missed out on some of the craziness and the gore and the blood?
No, because it meant less time in the makeup chair. So, but no, it was fun to watch. It was such a fun set to be on. It was so grandiose and larger than life. And I thought the first Smile was so sort of for being a horror film, kind of smaller in scale in a way that was really interesting. I think that they did so much with relatively so little. And sorry, did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Oh, sorry. I they did so much with so little. I felt like in the first one, and then with the sequel, they he went even bigger and I think better in certain ways. I was really excited about it, and certainly the music world was a perfect place to explore that the story with.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, you're part of that wild final scene where we get to see the entity and all it, I guess, all its glory. But when you sat down in the theater and you saw that for the first time, what was your reaction? Because what an incredible piece of work they came up with.
Absolutely. It was so, this is like the perfect, I'm so glad that the film is coming out in digital and people can enjoy it from home, but it really is the kind of film you want to see in a movie theater with an audience because all those jump scares and all those thrilling moments really play beautifully. I got to be at the premiere in Los Angeles, and it was so fun to be in there with like a packed house, and to experience it with a full audience for sure.
Awesome. And of course, the news broke yesterday that you're going to be part of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. There's a little bit of a horror
Yeah.
vibe to that one. How excited are you to be part of that? Because it sounds like it's shaping
Um,
up to be awesome.
Absolutely excited. I remember seeing The Hand That Rocks the Cradle in movie theaters when I was a kid, and I think Michelle Garza Cervera, who's directing that film, is incredibly talented. I like working with visionaries, with directors who have a real point of view, and she's one of those directors. Like Parker, I think Waseda, her first film, came out at the same time that the first Smile did. So I think it's actually quite remarkable that they just announced Hannah Ross the Cradle yesterday. I think it's very appropriate because I think both those films have a lot of both Waseda, her first film, and Smile have a lot of connective tissue. And so I'm excited for that project. I'm excited for it to yeah. I'm flying to LA soon to film that movie, and I'm really thrilled about that.
Oh, fantastic. Well, excited to see that, but more excited for people to check Smile 2 out at home because fantastic film and awesome performance from you, Raúl. So thank you so much for taking the
Thank you,
time today.
Josh. Really appreciate it, Josh. Thank you.